Spoils Field, 18th Annual Denny Buehler Memorial Softball Tournament. This is our 18th Annual Denny Buehler Memorial Softball Tournament. We're at Spoils Field in Green Hills. We're in the first inning of the Losers Bracket Finals. The teams are Nice Carpet and Quality Sports. The winner of this game will go on to meet the Atomic Dogs, who sit atop the winner's bracket and will have to be defeated twice. We've got one out. We've got Karen on first, and Tom is the batter. This is Nice Carpets, top of the first inning. Full count. This is our annual mixed couples tournament for charity.
Yeah, that's you, Tommy! Get the bat, Danny, get the bat!
Karen's on her way to third.
Shot up the middle. So Tommy on first.
Annie will be the batter.
We've got Karen on third. And Annie will be the next batter. Nice Carpets just dropped to the losers brackets after losing to the Atomic Dogs. Quality Sports has been in the losers bracket since yesterday after dropping a game to the Atomic Dogs. Annie flies out to left. Karen thought about tagging and scoring, but she stays at third. So we've got two down and two on. And Rick Bierman will be the batter. There's Rick. Rick with a foul ball, so the runners will have to return. Two outs here. This is the 18th time we've held the Denny Buehler Memorial Softball Classic. The crowd didn't like that call. Ground ball to the second baseman. We're safe all around. And Karen comes home to score. So Nice Carpets in the top of the first here, drawing first blood. And the batter will be Angie. There's a shot to short. He gets him with the tag. And we've played one half inning. Nice Carpets has a 1-0 lead. And Quality Sports will be coming to bat.
Wait till the next game and see who's out there playing with those socks.
Our softball tournament's held every year in Green Hills, usually a week or two after the 4th of July. Every year we get 15 mixed couples teams together. Proceeds going to charity.
Leading off for Quality Sports, they'll have the same lineup as last game. Rick, Tina, Ty, and Julie.
It's been beautiful weather. This is the first time in as long as I can remember that we haven't had rain on the tournament weekend. It's almost always been a 2-weekend tournament. If you're not familiar with mixed couples softball, the batting order, you alternate between the guys and the gals. You have to do the same thing in the field. Rick, the captain of the squad, leads off. He hits a ground ball to short, and he'll beat that out.
Infield hit for Rick. You'll find him at first. Tina will be the batter now. Nobody now.
This is Tina. Quality Sports trailing by a score of 1-0. They'll see if they can get something going here. There's a shot up the middle. Left center fielder will grab that. Runners won't advance, so we've got one down. Ty Stewart will be the batter. This Quality Sports team has placed high in this tournament the last 3 years under the name Sierra Structures. You might remember them from last year. Ty with a line drive past the third baseman.
He's on his way to third.
Rick will go to third.
Dean cuts the throw to hold
So
Ty
we'll have
first.
runners at the corners
Up on the corners.
with one
Julie
out.
will be the batter with Tiny all day.
And Julie will be the batter. There's 2 Julies on this team, so we refer to her as Julie B. She lofts a fly ball out to left field for the second out.
Tag and score. It's a tie ball game.
Rick scores from third to tie it up. Ty hangs on at first base. We've got 2 outs now,
Tyreenis.
and Tony's coming to the plate.
Mary Bowles, you have a phone call. Side first 2 late Tiny's there. Hey, Amy. We need a scorekeeper desperately.
Called strike, and it's a 3-1 count.
There's a base hit into left field.
The throw goes to second, so Ty goes to third. Some heads-up base running there. He rounded, looked. When the throw went behind him, he took off.
Tiny's in first. They've got him on the corners 2 away. Julie will be the batter.
We've got first and third, 2 down. This is also Julie. Third baseman with a little bobble. Tyrone will score.
Ty scores. Tiny safe. Slides into second.
It's a 2-1 ball game now in favor of Quality Sports.
Aaron Hank will be the batter now. 2 away. 2 on.
And we'll have Hank up to bat. Hank with a long fly ball. That'll be foul. Tracy gives it a game try, but he couldn't get to it.
Foul. Tracy makes a marvelous effort. Hank will step back up.
Hank had the first grand slam of this tournament on Friday night, I believe.
Oh my God, do I get a shirt?
Joe Yoshimura behind the plate.
There's a drive to left.
And Hank removes all doubt.
That's a three.
He takes one out of the yard. That's going to be a 3-run homer. And that's
Sports will go
going to
ahead
be a
and score
5 to 1 ball game.
5 to 1. I'm sorry.
Now each team only gets 1 home run, so
Quality Sports is out of home runs.
we've got a lot of guys here with home run power, but they try to save it until there's some runners on, and you don't want to hit a single home run when you can hit a grand slam or a 3-run shot. Carroll now the batter. She'll loft one out to left field, and that'll end the first inning. Quality Sports, though, with that home run, that's now a 5 to 1 ball game as we go to the top of the second. Spoils Field, we're up here on Sharon Road. Just outside of the village of Green Hills. This is our 18th year here. Nice weather this weekend. Pretty good time. We had some seriously contested ball games on Saturday night.
Second for next carpet. He'll be followed by Holly, Steve, and Darlene.
Wellman Construction took Miners In out 19 to 18 in a real nail biter last night, and have since been eliminated in today's losers brackets game. Bob on first, and Holly will be the batter.
Holly will be a batter now, but Bobby first over down.
Greg Huber the pitcher.
Moving on next circle.
And we've got a high fly to right field. That's going to get over Julie's head.
Holly's trying to pass Bob.
Holly's right on Bob's heels. Bob will score easily. Holly's going to turn around and go back to third. They've got her in a little rundown. Ball gets away now, but she'll stay at third.
She gets herself in a little pickle between third
So
and
she
home.
gets an RBI triple.
Steve Warren reach out and kick that ball.
Really nice hit. So Nice Carpets gets a run back. They now trail by a score of 5 to 2
Nobody down.
with no outs.
Steve will be the batter.
Steve Stacy will be the batter. And Steve takes the first pitch deep to left field. He'll pick up the sacrifice.
Darlene will be the batter now.
Holly easily scoring on that fly ball.
She got the 2 runs. It's 5 to 3. One away.
So it's a 5 to 3 ball game now. We've had some good showings. Ross Bakery here for the third year was just eliminated. They made it to the semifinals of the losers bracket, and they made it to the semifinals of the winners bracket before going down. That ball too hot to handle. Darlene Stacy safe at first. Second baseman having a little bit of trouble scooping that up. And Tracy will be the batter. Tracy with a long drive to right field. That's over Julie's head. So with the wind blowing out, they're giving Julie a lot of trouble right off the bat.
Nice job, Darlene.
Darlene scores all the way from first. Tracy with a triple. So nice carpet's not going to go away easy in this one. It's a 5-4 ball game. Jen hits a foul ball. Also in this tournament, everybody gets a courtesy foul ball after 2 strikes. Once you've got 2 strikes, if you hit a foul ball, you get another chance, but only one more chance.
That was all over that ball, and I still clipped it. What am I doing? That's my exact pitch I love and everything. High and outside.
Jen with a ground ball. Mary with a nice scoop at third. She gets her at first. That'll tie the ball game. So a little bit of a sacrifice play there for Jen. She gets the second out, but she also manages to get the RBI.
Amanda. Oh, will you give me a large Mountain Dew?
So nice carpets has just come back and tied at 5-5. This is Jeff Schroyer. Jeff with a hard grounder. Goes off of Rock's knees. And they keep the rally alive now. That'll bring Karen up. Chick hit that one pretty sharp. Shortstop managed to block it, but not field it cleanly. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. So that'll be the end of the first half of our second inning. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. We've got a tie ball game, 5-all. This nice carpets team. Most of the members are from one of the local families, the Stacey's. Quite a few players here, and they bring a few players down from Columbus, where one of the brothers lives. Quite a few people related on this team. We've got quite a few teams up here like that. This has been a long-standing tradition. Ground ball, one hopper, back to the pitcher, so Greg Huber's out. We've got one down in the bottom of the second. Sue comes up to the plate. We get a little break here as one of the toddlers has wandered out into the area of right field. We've got that cleared up, and Sue takes a strike. There's a little knuckleballer to shortstop. Steve comes up with it on the Chick. We've got 2 down. So the shortstop, Randy, will be the batter with 2 outs. We're tied up here at the bottom of the second. He's going to try and get something going. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. So a nice defensive effort here by Nice Carpets. We're going to go to the top of the 3rd inning. We've got a tie ball game. And this one is so far turned out to be everything it's been billed as. But waiting in the wings is the ominous Atomic Dog squad. Waiting to play the winner of this one. With the double elimination tournament, when you lose the first game, you go to the loser's bracket. Everybody's got to be beaten twice to be eliminated. Those Atomic Dogs haven't lost yet, so whoever wins this gets the opportunity to play them and has to beat them in 2 consecutive games before they'll be declared the champion. Tom leads off the inning with a line shot up the middle. And he steps to the plate. High fly ball. That's foul. Nobody really had a chance at that. Third baseman Mary started out. She would have had to make an over-the-shoulder catch to have a play at that, right next to the telephone pole. So Annie's still alive here. Nobody out. We've got Tom over there on first base. 2-2 the count. Annie with a fair shot to left field this time. That'll be caught for the first out. That'll bring up Rick Bierman. Rick's been having a pretty good tournament. We want to thank Rick for some t-shirts he donated too. Rick takes ball 4. This gives me an opportunity to explain that in mixed couples, if you walk the guy, the girl gets to walk too. Because it'd be unfair to intentionally walk the guy and then pitch to the girl who's presumably easier to defend, which is not always the case. So by walking, Rick goes to second base, and Angie gets to go to first. So the bases are loaded for Bob, and Bob has quite a bit of power. Top of the third, 5-5 ball game. He goes straight away. Out of score 2 runs. Close play at the plate. So Nice Carpets takes a 7-5 lead here in this game. Bob gets to second. Angie holds up at third here.
A hell of a play out there in left center field. Tina to keep that ball from skipping through more. One more run, possibly 2.
Come on, you got your other Nike shoes?
Holly's back. There's a shot look here. That's a
Holly with a base hit. Holly had that big triple in the last inning. She'll score a run here. So we got Bob on third, Holly on first. Still only 1 out, and it's an 8-5 ball game.
He will be the batter now.
We want to thank Waycross Community Television. They've been broadcasting this game since at least 5 or 6 years. They're right out here on Waycross Road. Waycross right down the road here, serving Springfield Township, Green Hills, and Forest Park.
Nice shot, Steve.
Steve Stacy with a line drive shot to the second baseman.
Save by Julie.
Great catch by Julie. That'll hold Holly on first and Bob on third. And we've got 2 outs now. Darlene Stacy will step to the plate.
There's a shot to the right side. Julie picks it up on the rock in time to get the fourth.
So that'll be the 3rd out of the inning.
Aren't you guys hungry?
We've played 2.5 innings here, and Nice Carpets with an 8-5 lead. Quality Sports will be coming up. They'll be trying to chip away at that lead.
And we'd like to take this opportunity to give special thanks to Tommy and Sherry Interleague. We were supposed to have volunteers this weekend. That didn't work out, and they worked their tails off back there in the booth.
If you've never been to our tournament,
I'd like to thank them for the indigestion I had.
you got to come out and see us sometime. We grill out food, do a little split the pot, have a home run contest on Saturday night. 3 days of good softball, and it's all for charity.
No.
Mary the batter now, and she'll foul one off into the parking lot.
Mary will get it going for Quality Sports here in the bottom of the third. She'll be followed by Rick, Tina, and Ty.
Mary hits it off the handle, and that's going to squib foul. So she gets new life there.
He's already there, baby. We've got a nomination for Dub King. Rick Bierman, you're the man.
Mallory and Carly Wyrick stopped by to nominate their uncle Rick Bierman
Nominees here.
for the king of the dump.
Yeah, we'll probably fill him in before this game's over.
Our fields here are built on top of, what was it, one time an incinerator and a landfill many years ago. We've reclaimed this into a ballpark. Mary up the middle. Pitcher goes on to first,
One down.
and we've got our first
Go
out.
back around to the top of the order. Rick's gonna step to the plate here. He'll be followed by Tina and Ty.
We call it the dump. It's officially Spoils Field. Rick will be the batter. going to get ball 4 here. And that's going to amount to being 2 walks. He'll round first and head for second. That gives Tina a free pass to first base. Now, the girl doesn't have to walk. She has the option. But usually you'll take an extra base anytime you can get it. And especially if you can move someone to second base in scoring position. Ty the batter now. Ty with a rocket in the left, and Tracy will be here for that. Rick tags and gets to third. Tina will stay at first. So we've got 2 outs now. That'll bring Julie to the plate. Rick with some good speed. He'll score easily on just about any kind of hit here. Julie lofts a foul ball down the left field line. That'll score Rick easy. So Julie gets the job done. She'll be on first. Tina will be at second. It's now an 8-6 ball game. And Tiny steps to the plate. Tiny goes up the middle, and Tina's going to round and score. Nice speed. That cuts the lead to 8-7. Still got 2 runners on. Julie with a chance here to tie the ball game with a hit, maybe even take the lead. Julie with a line drive to the second baseman. That'll end the inning. But Quality Sports does chip away and get 2 runs, so it's now an 8-7 ball game. We go to the top of the 4th here with nice carpets coming up. Some of the powerhouse teams of this tournament already eliminated. Wellman Construction just went down. Ross Bakery with a good showing this year. Bing's went out this morning. Pilot Inn gone. Miners Cafe gone. The Red Frog Lounge gone. The Weber squad is gone. And the Angels, who formerly the Bombers, made a real good showing this year. They were eliminated this afternoon.
And they got Taffy too.
All right, I guess the meeting's over. We're ready to start the 4th inning. Tracy will be the batter, the left fielder. He hits a rocket through the second baseman. He'll get a double out of this. He's pretty quick. So Tracy on first, Jen the batter, just foul. Jeff Schroyer on deck. baseman. Mary comes up. Ball gets through Hank at first. Tracy's going to try for home. He'll be there. So Jen's on first. She'll pick up an RBI there. It's a 9-7 lead now for Nice Carpets. Jeff Schroyer ready to bat. He'll look at a strike.
Another umpire showing up. Sunday night game, wasn't he?
That hits the plate.
They both work for Amtrak.
So it's 2-2 now.
The umpire Joe and Chick are well acquainted there.
Jeff will have to defend the plate here. That's just inside for a full count. There's a ground ball in the gap between short and third. That'll be a single. So Jen gets the second. Jeff gets to first. So the beat goes on here for Nice Carpets. They've got no outs. They've got a 9-7 lead. And they've got Karen coming to bat. Karen into right field. That'll be caught. Runner at second tags. She'll get to third. Right fielder didn't have a chance to get her at third, so she threw it to the plate so it could be cut off. So now there's one out, and we've got runners at the corners. Tom hits a long foul ball. We'll have to get a new ball on that one. There's a long fly to left center. That's going to be off the fence. Jen's going to score. Chick's going to round third. He'll score easily. Chick really turned on some speed there. Tom gets a double out of that. It's 11-7 ball game. This game not over by any means, as most of the fans here had expected Quality Sports to dominate this game. Nice Carpets. Right now, they're getting the job done. So Annie does the job with a single. She's on first. Tom's on third. Still only one out. And Rick will be the batter. High fly ball to right. He's looking for a sacrifice here. Julie catches it in play. That'll be the second out. Annie will advance on the tag, and Tom will score. So a 5-run lead now here, 12-7 for Nice Carpets and 2 outs. They may not be done though. Angie at bat with a runner in scoring position, as Annie has pretty good speed herself. we're ready to resume here, and Angie with another foul ball. She's keeping the boys out in the parking lot busy retrieving those foul balls. A little bit too high on the pitch. There's a ground ball to short.
Rock picks it up. That's a double play, folks.
Out at third.
Rock goes to Hank. They get Angie. Hank goes back across to Mary. They get Angie trying to get third.
So the top half of the fourth inning comes to an end.
4 runs come across for Nice Carpet. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 12-7.
Coming up in the bottom of the fourth, Quality Sports will bring up Hank, Carol, and Greg. They're down 5 runs. Hank's already used up their home run. So they're going to have to get it done with base hits here now. We're ready to go here. Bottom of 4, 12-7. Nice Carpets over Quality Sports. And Hank will look at a strike.
Hank's the batter.
He chops one down to third base line.
Left field line.
Tracy
He's
slips,
gonna get into
so he'll get into second.
That's a lead-off double.
So Hank now in scoring position with nobody out.
Nobody out. Greg on deck.
Carol will be the batter now. One ball.
Dwight.
That ball just foul.
Foul ball. 1, 2 of the 3. 1, 2 of the 3.
There's a hit.
In the left field.
Not the bases in the left field.
Hank will go to third. Carol's at first.
Greg Huber will be the batter here with no outs. We've got runners on the corner. Greg's played up here quite a few years. As did his brother Bob. He'll take a strike. And there's a long fly ball to straight away.
Holly's back on it. She'll make the catch.
Holly makes a
Hank will
catch,
tag
but
and
Hank will
score.
tag up and score, and Carol will tag up and
Carroll
get the
advances
second.
It's now 12-8. One down. Sue will be the batter. And Rock on deck. Rock
12-8
by
ball
Mary.
game. Sue with a soft shot to the shortstop, and that'll be 2 outs.
Rock will be the batter. Mary will put Denny on Dexter.
So Randy will step in and see if he can't get something done. They still trail by a score of 12-8. They've got one runner in scoring position, and with his speed, he's always in scoring position.
There's a shot up the middle.
That'll be a base hit. And the throw goes home, so he'll get the second. They wanted to make sure Carroll didn't get to the plate, and I think there was a little confusion as to who was going to cut that off. So Carroll gets held at third. Randy's at second. And here comes Mary to the plate. Mary with a 2-out single, and that'll score Carroll. And when the throw goes into third, Mary will scamper down to second.
2 runners in scoring position.
That'll bring up the top of the order with Rick. So some good base running there. It's a 12-9 ball game.
12-9 game now.
So the potential tying run at the plate. And that's one thing defensively you really won't want to do in softball is give up that force at second.
There's a shot up the middle for Rick.
So Randy will score.
Here goes the throw.
A nice throw to the plate.
All the way around to third.
Jen couldn't quite get it.
Save 2 more runs come in.
So Mary got the score. So Rick does the job there. 2 RBIs. It's a 12 to 11 ball game now. Still 2 outs.
Tina will be the batter with Rick at third base.
So Rick turns a simple base hit into a triple because the throw went to the plate. And Tina
Shot up the middle.
right back to the pitcher.
Down, picks it up.
That'll end the inning.
On the chick in time.
4 big runs though come across.
4
So
runs.
Quality Sports has pulled this to within a 1-run ball game.
Within 1 run. We're going to the 5th inning. Nice carpet leading 12-11.
If you can hear field announcer Jeff Hansey sitting next to me, we say virtually the same things. We've been joined at the hip since birth as far as this tournament's concerned. Jeff Hansey, who took over this tournament a couple years ago, really done a nice job. A lot of work goes in putting something like this together. A lot of volunteerism. Jeff oversees the overall tournament, the announcing and scorekeeping. Ken Redzowan takes care of field prep and the umpires. Sherry Enderly.
Leading off here in the 5th for Nice Carpet. We'll have the right center fielder, Bob.
Make sure we've got food for the food booth.
Followed by the left center fielder, Holly. Mark shot to second.
Bob with a nice base hit. He'll hold it first. He's going to have to get back to first now.
Hey, it's news to me, folks. We got another umpire out there.
So with Bob on first, Holly will be the batter. Holly's already tripled and singled. And she hits a deep fly ball to left center field. Tina catches that, but it'll allow Bob plenty of time to tag up and go to second. So that puts a run in scoring position with only 1 out.
He can score.
Steve Stacy comes to the plate.
Steve will be the batter now.
We want to thank Joyce Benjamin and the volunteers that came up from Roger Bacon High School. Thank Jerry Seifert. Nancy Wright and Jane Benjamin also involved in this tournament. Steve with a long shot to left. And that got dropped. What's the call going to be here? What's the call going to be here? Was that a dropped ball? Or a dropped exchange?
Only half the people playing this game are going to be happy with the result of this call.
If it was a dropped catch, Steve's safe on first, and that's what they're going to rule here. Now the field umpire is saying, no, I think you misunderstood me. He made the catch, and he dropped it when he went to get it out of his glove to make the throw to third. So the umps concur, and home plate umpire Joe Yashimura is going to go over and explain to the Nice Carpet squad what the decision is here.
Hey, let's let the crowd decide it. Everybody says he was safe, huh?
This seems...
Thanks with us on that one.
In a 12-11 game where one out and one base runner can make a big difference in the outcome of the game.
We can go down to the van and get that one on instant replay.
It's crucial. And the ruling is the ball was caught, so Steve is out. Bob tagged up and went to third regardless. But the ruling is that the ball was caught.
We've got a third opinion. We've got an umpire behind us.
He went to get the ball out of the glove, and that's when he dropped it.
Replay official. And he has informed me that, yes, Steve Stacy was out.
Rick Bierman says he can abide by that call. We had what we believe to be the right call made. Usually once they get a chance to talk about it, the right call's made.
It should be 3 on Steve. He was out, he was safe, he was out, he was safe, and he's out again.
So Darlene going to see if she can get Bob in here. 2 outs. And she has a line drive back to the pitcher. We're going to go to the bottom half of this 5th inning. It's a 12-11 ball game.
We're going to the bottom of the inning. Nice Carpet 12, Quality Sports 11.
Quality Sports, they've still got plenty of time to score some runs here. They only trail by 1. And they've got the potential to score lots and lots of runs. And if you think this game is something, you should have been here for the one last night between Miners Cafe and Wellman Construction. A 19-18 affair that saw the lead change several times, almost every half inning after a late rally by Miners. Ty singles to left, and he's going to try and make it a double. He'll be there. So Ty gets an extra base. Julie will be the batter. That's going to be fouled up in the stands. ball will come back in.
There's a shot. Lobs under.
Julie flies out to right center. We've got one down.
Tiny will be the batter. After the game, we're going to have a little talk with Tiny about that fly ball last game.
Tiny comes to the plate. And he'll take a ball. Tiny with a rip up the middle.
That's going to bring
Ty will score, and that'll tie this game. So Ty ties it. How about that? And with one out, that'll bring up the other Julie.
Julie will be the batter now. Hang on deck.
One ball. Hard shot to the first baseman. He elects to go to second with it. And safe at first.
Line play by Chick. They go to second.
So instead of going to the base, Chick elects to get the lead runner at second, but they weren't quick enough to turn to double play. So with two down, Hank will come in. And Hank hits the first pitch in the left field. That's going to get over Tracy's head. Julie's on her way to third. And she'll hold up there as the throw comes to the plate. And quite a good throw it was. So with two down, Quality Sports is maybe not done here. Carroll with a chance to take the lead. We're tied now at 12. 12 apiece.
Hey, I just do this. My job.
A dozen apiece. We're in the bottom of the fifth. We play a 7-inning game. And this game is by no means going to be an easy win for either team. A foul ball caught by little Scotty Hine.
A catch like that can only deserve one thing. A nomination for Dunk King.
Little Scotty Hine in the stands comes up with a foul ball souvenir. Ground ball to short. Steve will handle that. That'll finish off the fifth inning. We're tied at 12 apiece. So far, this has been one very, very even ball game.
Chick and Karen. You had, since you're working for half price, you had one eye shut, right?
Thank you, Joe.
Umpire Joe Yashimura comes over and clarifies the call. The ball was caught and fumbled on the release.
They have explained to us that that was a catch and a voluntary release, and that's their story, and they're sticking to
We're
it.
fortunate. We've got two of the finest umpires in the business down here. So we definitely trust their judgment. Quality Sports ready on the field. So we're going to begin this sixth inning. Nice carpet. Nice Carpets is going to bring up Tracy. And Tracy goes up the middle, off the pitcher's foot. And he's going to go for second and get there. Greg trying to shake that off. It hit him pretty much top of the foot, side of the ankle, somewhere that it smarts. He says, I'm okay. I just need to walk it off for a second.
What happened?
I think Greg will be able to continue here.
Harry can hear him. He's back there repeating everything I said. That'll make for an interesting broadcast.
All right, Greg's okay. In a ball game of this magnitude, he'll stay in the game. We're going to have to see Bone before Greg will come out.
Greg told him, I'm hurt, I can't run, I can't jump, I can't field. He said, but if you go out, Ty's got to go in. He said, I'll play.
Okay, Jen ready here. She'll hit a foul ball fly ball foul. Don't try that at home. Another foul ball. I believe Greg still runs the canine unit. So he's all right as long as the dog doesn't get hurt, is what I'm told. Jen with a shot to Mary at third. Nice stab on a line drive.
Tracy will hold second.
So we've got one out. And that'll bring top of the order up, Jeff Schroyer.
They're going to appreciate that ball. I took off my foot, Tracy. I'll have the top of the order up now. Chick, he'll be followed by Karen.
Couple balls now. And Jeff deals it to second baseman. Greg does a good job of getting over to first, make the put out, so that ankle can't be bothering him too awful bad. That'll move Tracy to third. And with 2 outs, it's going to be up to Karen to get him in here. Tie game, nice carpets. We'd sure like to get at least one run out of this inning. There's a lazy fly ball to right. That's not going to get it done. Julie handles that easily. So we're still knotted at 12. We're going to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Leading off the bottom half of the 6th will be Greg, so we'll see how that ankle held up as far as batting and base running goes.
I was right for once. Thank you.
I think he's all right. That's just one of those things that stings. Like having a building fall on you. 2 balls now to Greg. They got to be careful not to walk him. 2-1 now. 3-1. You don't want to give up that walk when there's 2 runners possibly going to base on it. Now it's a full count. Something's going to happen here. And it's ball 4. So a good eye for Greg. That'll earn him a trip to second. Sue will walk also. So we do have a run in scoring position with no outs.
Rock will be the batter now.
takes a running shot at it, goes to second. Annie comes up with it. So they get to force it second.
Put runners on the corners. One away. Mary will be the batter.
So we've got one out. We've got runners on both corners. And we've got Mary coming to the plate. You've got to wonder if she's thinking sacrifice or big inning. A decent fly ball, especially to the right side, should be enough to score the run and take the lead. But a base hit could possibly score two. And she comes with a ground ball to short, on to second. So they get to force out at second, but not in time at first. That's going to allow the run to score.
Play to first was not in time. That's an RBI for Mary. Rick will be the batter now.
So Greg crosses the plate. It's a 13-12 ball game in favor of Quality Sports. Nice Carpets decides to concede the run there and try for the double play. They've got two outs now. If this was the final inning, they wouldn't do that. They'd go straight to the plate with the ball. They'd be very certain not to let that run score. So they have conceded the lead here in favor of the second out. Rick to the pitcher, third out. But Quality Sports has scored a run. They lead 13-12. Nice Carpets coming in, and they're going to take their last at bat. They trail by one. And we'll see how much that decision to go to second base and concede the run affects this. Naturally, if they don't get a run, it was a poor decision. Nice Carpets is going to have Tom batting. And Annie.
Give people a reason to hang out.
So it's a one-run ball game, top of 7. Tom's going to put a foul ball out to the parking lot.
Championship Sunday here at Spoils Field.
Win or lose, both teams have done very well in this game. And there's a ground ball to third. Mary comes up with it, throws a little bit high, so the tying run does get aboard. Mary fielded that pretty deep.
Annie will be the batter now. She's a finalist for Jump Queen 1997. Rick will move in the on-deck circle.
All right, Annie the batter. No outs, tying run at first. Top of 7, 13-12. It's been a really good ball game.
Who the hell is the cop out?
There's a fly ball foul. It's caught though for the out. And a great play. We hope Tom's not injured. That ball was caught foul.
Tom never saw what was coming. Uh-oh, we are having another talk here.
And now they're...
If Tiny carried that ball out of play, Tom will be awarded second base.
Now the home plate, the home plate umpire has a decision to make. So all of that was for naught. And a pretty big knot on Tom's head to boot. What happened, the ball was caught in play.
Oh, they'll never cease to amaze me here.
Tom tagged up to go to second.
Good one umpire.
The pitcher, Greg Huber, with some serious hustle, runs over, catches the throw to second, tags Tom in the pack, knocks him to the ground, only to have the home plate umpire say, oh, by the way, after the ball was caught, it was carried out of play, so we're going to award second base to the runner. So some high drama here as we've got one out, Tom on second, and Rick Bierman at the plate. And that's going to end up being
Hold on, we got time.
a pretty big play there if Tom scores.
Well, we'll just have to get a copy of this tape. Tom's already showed to his kids. Look, this is when I was playing ball when I was younger, and here's a nice Cincinnati policeman gets knocked me on my butt.
Tom just a little shook up on that. As Greg, leaping in the air, took the throw and swept the tag and hit him a pretty good lick. This ball game's had everything except for an airplane crash. And we're not asking for one, don't get us wrong.
You know who the frick?
There's a strike.
Greg might have to answer with another one. Rick's gonna make it work down there. Walk will load him up. Foul ball.
Rick fouls the ball down the right field line. And Rick with a shot through the gap.
Tom's on his way.
That will tie the game again. So Tom scores from second base on the base hit. Rick Bierman getting the job done.
We got a couple balls in for the parking lot there, Mary.
And what a key play that was. The ball going out of play, enabling Tom to get safely to second base.
We got to do something different for him.
We've still got one out. We've got Angie for a batter.
Angie will be the batter now.
We're tied 13 all.
Ricky at first.
And Angie with a ground ball to third. Mary scoops on to second.
Goes on to Julie.
Not in
No
time at
Ricky.
first. So that'll record the second out of the inning.
Bob will be the batter.
And they haven't used their home run yet. If you remember, Quality Sports used up their only home run in the first inning to get an early shot at it. Nice carpet, still allowed to hit a home run, and Bob here has the potential. It's a tie game. And he hits a high fly ball that backs the pitcher all the way back to second base. He might have been a little too anxious with that.
We'll go to the bottom of the inning.
That'll end the inning.
Quality Sports needs to put a run across the plate.
Quality Sports will be coming up. 13 to 13 tie. And as soon as they score a run, if they score a run, this game will be over. If not, we'll go to extra innings. We couldn't ask for a better game than this. And after someone wins this, they've got to play the Atomic Dogs.
Tito will be the batter here. Bottom of the seventh. You have to wonder what Rick said when he called her this morning. He's like, Tina, it's going to be 90 some degrees today. How would you like to come out and play about half a dozen games of softball? I don't think you've got me off the couch.
Tino will be the batter.
There's a drive. That's
And
extra base
a
hit.
little gamble out there that could cost him the ball game.
No, she'll hold it second. A smart move. The winning runs at second base.
Instead of conceding the base hit,
In scoring position with nobody
the left
out.
center fielder tried to make a diving catch and the ball got through her.
Ty will be the batter.
So that puts Tina on second, and all they've got to do is get her home to win this game. No outs, and Ty Stewart will hit. And Ty wraps one into left field. Now, will they hold her at third? Yeah, with no outs, they're going to hold her at third. Ty at first base, and Julie coming up. The infielders all getting their signals straight. Are they going to come to the plate? They're going to have to if she chooses to run, because a double play is not going to get you out of the inning. So everybody's going to have to be on the same page here, or that's going to be the ball game. All right, the defense have taken their positions. Tie ball game, nobody out, bottom of the seventh, and a base hit will end this game. And even a ground out or a double play might. And Julie tries to go right side. If she can drop one into right field, that'll win the game for her team. And that will end the ball game. Base hit into right field. So Tina comes across the plate. Quality Sports will defeat Nice Carpets by a score of 14-13 here in the seventh inning. From Spoils Field, this has been the 18th annual Denny Buehler Memorial Softball Tournament. And I'm Uncle Larry. See you later.
Chemistry class led me to a life of crime. I catch murderers, rapists, and thieves with a microscope. Help your daughter become a scientist. Instead of a tea set, get her a chemistry set. Look at the boring job I got from being a science nerd. Expect the best from a girl. That's what you'll get.
Only you can prevent forest fire.
And it's true. We know we can count on you to do what Smoky says.
Drown your campfires with water. Make sure it's totally wet. Then stir and drown again.
We know we can count on you to do what Smoky says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
This has been a production of Waycross Community Media, the access partnership of Forest Park, Green Hills, and Springfield Township with Warner Cable. Opinions are those of the program participants and do not necessarily represent the community governments or the cable company. If you have questions regarding this program, or if you'd like to participate in the activities of Waycross, call 825-2429. Or write Waycross Community Media, 2086 Waycross Road, Forest Park, Ohio 45240.